Hello, everybody out there. It's Cory Francis here. Wanted to come on and I guess respond to a letter I just read, issued by the Acadia First Nation Chief and Council in the main office in Yarmouth 33 Reserve. I guess trying to clarify, or I think they were trying to clarify that they're not behind the recent RCMP arrests, seizures, and everything of the treaty truck houses belonging to the AFN community. And I just want to come on here to clarify a couple things. Number one, you're full of shit, AFN chief and councilors. You're fucking lying. And I'll tell you why. You mentioned in that letter about doing a survey to the community here last year, and the majority of members didn't want it. Well, you know what? I read the questions when that survey came out, and I can tell you firstly that they were skewed and they were steered in one direction for the people to give you the answers you wanted. And secondly, nobody can believe the survey results because in 2012, at our General Assembly, you guys come out with minutes and lied to the world about what happened there. That was a complete attack on democracy, a breach of our custom community bylaw. It was an attack on democracy. It was a joke, and I took that floor at that assembly in 2012, and I remember. So, I'll briefly mention that to let everybody know. AFN Chief and Council, do you know when they're lying? They open their mouth. So they're full of shit. Now, that survey means nothing. I don't believe it, and it was perfectly developed because I took courses at Stats Canada to steer an answer. Okay, so what else about that letter? Well, it says that the RCMP are behind this and they have nothing to do with it. Well, again, I call bullshit, and I'll tell you why. I can remember a few years ago when I was still working for Indigenous chief and councils and their designates like CMM, Confederacy Mainland Micmac, a tribal council. And I remember then that there was Assembly of Nova Scotia Chiefs, which basically every chief is part of or have been off and on. I don't think Shuby's been out of it a long time. Shuby's quite a rose out there. Kudos to them. But I mean, basically all the chiefs are on board. And what they developed at that time, a few years ago, was a cannabis regime, okay, for the communities throughout Nova Scotia. And I bet you, if you want to take a bunch of money and fight for 5 years, you would get an agreement signed between the Assembly of Chiefs, okay, and the province of Nova Scotia government relative to cannabis retail distribution under that provincial act, okay? Because I know damn well, like our AFN Chief and Council has started selling weed. I think we have a place in Hammond's Plains. Basically, that regime, I should say, allowed for two only led by chief and councils, cannabis dispensaries per community, and zero consideration demanded that any member could ever make a moderate livelihood or their families. It took that right away from them. So, of course, when you say, I'm just sitting here being neutral doing nothing, you've already done enough. You don't have to say nothing else. You don't have to sign nothing else. I know there's an agreement in place. You won't provide it. I'm in court right now trying to get the secret agreements and negotiations of CAMKNO, AFN, okay, and DFO relative to a charge I got going on for Alvers, the Alver industry. And I can't get it. I got the Attorney General of Canada, I got the Special Public Crown Prosecutor's Office, and God knows who else filing books against me. Little old me on social assistance, a layman Indian with zero resource, zero law firm, zero articling students, and they're throwing at me books, okay? But I have a hearing coming up on the 21st, and I just filed another 800 pages to contest their dismissal of my O'Connor application to get these secret agreements, okay? So I just mentioned that too. So you know what Chief and Council is here. They're colonial agents, okay? They are destroyers and abandoners of our covenant chain of treaties. That's who they represent. They work for the Crown. They're paid by the Crown. They don't represent me and you. They've been unilaterally designated by the Crown because they're paid off little lappies, okay, to so-called represent us in Section 35 Aboriginal Treaty Rights. They do not, people. They do not. I didn't ratify that. I didn't affirm that. I didn't tell them to represent my Section 35 rights and or define them in any manner, be it fisheries, be it cannabis laws, be it land and title, be it resource use, access, economic development, all of it. I didn't agree and sign, nor did any member. It was the Crown that did that. So I'm going to make that goddamn well clear. When you brought that letter out and you said you weren't part of anything, you've already signed it away. There's an agreement that exists between you and the province, and because of that, they know if you get involved and you represent the people, which you claim you do, right, as a rights collective, and the government supports that, then they'll just pull the trump card and say under this section or this article of this agreement signed on this date between AFN Chief and Council in the province of Nova Scotia, you can't do that. Okay? So you're a joke is what I'm saying. You're a fucking joke. And you make me sick. I want to puke when I think any of you. You're traitors. You're destroyers of treaty. You're destroyers of community. And it will be you and the other Chief and Council members who abolish and legally, here's the word, abandon, close quote, our covenant chain of peace and friendship treaties. It'll be you. So I just want to come on here and say that regarding their assertion of that there is a constitutional right, or under the Bill of Rights, actually Canadian Bill of Rights, a right by Canadian citizens to protest peacefully, but then they say what's going on isn't. Give me a break, Chief and Council. You cowardly little pieces of shit. You take people's livelihoods away. You attack them. They offer to work with you like me and like other members have in the cannabis industry, okay, for economic well-being and opportunity for themselves and their families. You spit in our face. You sign private deals behind the doors, steal any opportunity we have. And then when we get upset and we go ahead and try anyway to assert our Section 25 and 35 rights, you let the Gestapo come in and do what they want. And then you even get involved, as opposed to being all neutral, you get involved and say what they did in Gold River was unlawfully illegal. And then you get the whole community worked up by saying, oh, well, you're going to affect our revenue, this and that. Well, we don't need you as a fucking Indian agent. We don't need your fucking welfare. Let us represent ourselves, step back, you colonial agent, Chief and Council, and allow us to have an opportunity and to organize and to manage our own Section 25 and 35 access and use of rights. And we'll be fine. We don't need your welfare. You guys are designated welfare administrators for the Crown to control and destroy and extinguish Section 25 and 35 Aboriginal treaty rights. That's all you are. So I'll leave it there for now. You make me fucking sick. I'm in court. You guys are spending God knows what money, $500,000 or more before it's over. And for what? To maintain a colonial, genocidal system against your own people. Wake the fuck up.